Splitting of verbs. It's over. It's over. Splitting of verbs, it's just over. So we need to discuss, we need to start with finite and non-finite verbs today, right? Are we discussed finite verbs in the previous class, kids? No, we haven't discussed yet. So let us begin with the finite verbs. Okay, you are all familiar with the finite verbs, right? Because the verbs which actually help us to identify the tense form, right? The finite verbs are the verbs which help us to identify the tense forms. So before identifying the tense forms, the best thing is that you have to identify the tenses. Okay, once the tense forms are clear, it's very clear for you to identify the finite verbs, because by looking at the auxiliary verbs and the main verbs, you will be guided to find out, or you will be able to find out the finite verb. Okay, so haven't we discussed the 12 tense forms, the rules and its examples in the class? Tian? Tian? Have we discussed the 12 tense forms, the rules and examples in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So finite verb, we need to begin with the finite verb, right? So let me start with the finite verb. She is jumping on her bed. Okay, she is jumping on the bed. Okay, so here is jumping help you to identify the tense form. What is each is jumping shows? Is jumping is actually given in present continuous form, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so by looking at is jumping, have completed, will go, will be moving, you will be able to identify the finite verb, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The most important point is finite verb help us to identify the tense. So it is called a complete verb. Okay, so finite verbs are also known as complete verbs because it helps us to identify the tense forms. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And the second point, children, this finite verb, it has a subject. Wherever you are using a finite verb in a sentence, you will be attaching it along with the subject. See, he will be going to school. My sentence, he will be going to school. You have a subject, you have a finite verb, you have an object, right? I saw a snake. I is the subject, so is the verb, a snake is the object, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Another example, he works hard. Okay, let me give a name here. Ashish Unni works hard. Okay, Ashish Unni works hard. Here, which word is the subject? Pick out the subject. Ashish Unni works hard. Can anybody pick out the subject?
Ashish. I'm Ashish.
Ashish,
Ashish.
exactly. Ashish is the subject of the sentence. Aaron Anthony plays cricket. Aaron Anthony plays cricket. Subject?
Aaron.
Aaron. What is plays here? Why play?
Ma'am.
Plays here.
Ma'am.
Like why plays?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
Okay. I have at here. I don't know, maybe because of the rain, it's heavy here. Because of that, you're not able to hear what I'm saying. Is it okay? Am I audible to you now? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Thank you.
It's clear.
to mute your audio. I request everybody to mute your audio and listen. So a finite verb has its own subject. The most important point, a finite verb is also known as a complete verb. Why it is called a complete verb? Because it shows the tense and we'll be
Tense.
able to identify the tense forms. Okay. And the third point, a finite verb, it has a subject. A finite verb, it has a subject because even though it has a subject, it is controlled. The person, if it is first person pronoun, if it is first person pronoun singular, what will be the condition? What comes with the verb? If the subject is singular, you must use a singular verb. No other way, right? If the subject is plural, you have to use a plural verb, right? So it is controlled. The subject, it has a subject. The finite verb, it has a subject so that it changes according to the subject. If the subject is singular, you have to use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, it must be a plural verb. That is why he plays cricket and they play cricket. I am a woman, you are a boy. Clear? So the verb, the finite verb, it changes. If the subject is singular, you must use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, you have to use a plural verb. Am I clear? And
Yes,
it
ma'am.
changes. The person, how many persons are there in English grammar? Do you have any idea? How many persons are there? Sian is showing her fingers. Yeah, three
Three
persons, right? There are
persons.
three persons. Okay, there are three persons. What are the three persons?
First person.
First
What are the three
person,
persons?
First person,
second person, third person.
person and third person.
Third person. Second person pronouns. We have second person pronouns. We have third person pronouns. So that verb, that finite verb, is also controlled by the persons. It is controlled by the number. It is also controlled by the person. If I is the subject, we have to use am. If I is the subject, we have to use have. Right? Along with he, she, and it is okay for using has. Right?
yes,
Right,
ma'am.
children? So it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
controlled. It is controlled. Subject is always controlled, and the verb is also controlled by the subject. Am I clear? These are the, and if I give you one sentence, I write a letter, you can add 11 more sentences in finite verbs, right? I write a letter. I am writing a letter. I have written a letter. I have been writing a letter.
Ma'am, your voice
Right?
is
Your sound is breaking.
Okay. You mute your audio. You mute your audio. It is raining outside, maybe because of that. So listen carefully. So if I give you, if I'm going to give you, okay, I'm going to give you one sentence. Okay, you are going to change it into 12 tense form and underline the finite verbs in it. Okay, are you ready?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Are you all ready to make 12 sentences using finite verbs?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, so my sentence is, I drive a car. My sentence, I drive a car. Okay, start writing. In between, I'll call one by one and I'll getting the answers from you. Clear? I drive a car. Children, please note down. I drive a car.
Ma'am,
See, I have given one sentence now, Richard Francis. Francis
no, ma'am.
Richard, sorry.
I
Yes,
cannot
Francis.
write because I am in cousins of my cousins.
There is no pen and paper in your cousin's home.
Yes, ma'am.
You borrow a paper and a pen from your cousin and write. No problem. I'll wait. That's
Okay,
okay.
ma'am.
If you're there at cousin's home also, please borrow a paper and a pen, a rough paper or something.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
can write, my son, if you want. Okay, good. Ask for a paper and
write this in a proper?
all of you change the same sentence into the 12 forms. There are 12 finite forms, right? There are 12 finite forms. So first form I have given, I drive a car. Now I have Ayush stage here. Ayush stage, please unmute your audio and turn on your video.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am,
I,
your sound is breaking.
Your sound is break.
can you hear me?
My sound
Children,
is
can you
breaking.
hear me?
Ma'am, your
Now
sound is
it's okay, ma'am.
Okay, Archana, thank you. My voice is breaking. Not clear?
yes, ma'am.
Now it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Now I have given one sentence. I drive a car. Change the sentence into the another 11 forms. First form I have
Excuse
given.
me,
One
ma'am.
form already I have given. Yes, who is speaking now? Yes,
Ma'am,
Emil.
Ma'am, ma'am, last class I did not attend because some connection problem.
No problem. Now we have all having the same problem issue. The same issue is arising everywhere. Even I have poor network coverage.
Okay, ma'am.
So
And
don't
can you
worry.
fill again
So we
that
are starting with
sentence?
finite verb. The sentence is I drive a car. Change I
Can
drive
give
a
me.
car into the other finite forms. Emil can also write. Don't worry. Finite verbs. You know the 12 tense forms, right? You are familiar with the 12 tense forms. So I drive a car. Okay, now I have Amida and Vinod here. Amida, what is the present continuous form of I drive a car? I drive a car is the simple present form. What is the present continuous form of I drive a car? If you know the rule, then it is easy for you to write. Correct.
I am driving a car.
Excellent. I am driving a car. And tell me, Amida, what is the finite verb here?
Am
The am is the finite verb. By looking at
am
am,
am driving.
am driving. Okay, am driving. Because by looking at am and driving, it is easy for you to identify the tense. So it is a finite verb, isn't it? Okay, now I have Altina. Altina, can you tell me the present perfect form of the same sentence?
I has drive a car.
You are wrong, my child. I has or I have.
I have.
Along with I, you please use have. Okay, you are not supposed to use has. You can't. It's not correct. Please don't use has along with I. You have to use only have. Okay, so can you change your sentence?
I have drive a car.
I have drive a car. What is the rule of present perfect? I have drive a car. Something is wrong there. Subject plus has or have plus what comes?
Past
Present
participle.
perfect.
Past participle form of verb
Past
plus object.
participle. So what is the past participle? Yeah, very good, Alchina. So tell me, what is the past participle form of the verb drive?
Driven.
What is it?
Driven.
Driven. Absolutely correct. So can you make your sentence now?
I have driven a car.
I have driven a car. Very good, very good, very good. Now I have Anna Tikkumtala. Anna, next one. So no, 1 minute before moving to Anna, I have a question to Altina. Altina, can you tell me the finite verb in the sentence what you said a few minutes before? You said I have driven a car. A finite verb.
Have driven.
Excellent, have driven. Now Anna, it's your turn. Can you make or can you change the same sentence into present perfect continuous?
I have been driving a car.
Excellent, very good. I have been driving a car. So tell me which one or which word or which part of the sentence is actually finite verb here.
Have been driving.
Have been driving. Very good. Have been driving.
Driving.
By looking at have been driving, we are able to identify the sentence as present
Present perfect continuous.
perfect.
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
Okay, now am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Altina? Okay,
Ma'am,
okay,
you are
thank
clear.
you. So we have got four sentences. We have got four sentences. The first sentence is I drive a car. Second one is I am driving a car. Third one is I have driven a car. I have been driving a car. The fourth one. Now all four present are over. So drive, am driving, have driven, have been driving.
Ma'am,
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 Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
ma'am, your video is off.
ma'am, your video is
Can you
off.
hear me?
Yes,
Ma'am, we can
ma'am.
hear you, but
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
your video
But
is
your
off.
video is off.
Okay. No, it's
ma'am,
not.
your video is off.
It is not off. Let
Ma'am,
me
it is
check.
off.
Now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am, now it's on.
Okay. 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 Now I have another Devika Prabil. Devika. Now we have
Yes,
got
ma'am.
four sentences under present tense, and we identified the finite verbs from that also. The finite verbs are the complete verb from which we'll be able to identify the tense forms, right? And to identify the tenses, those tenses are called the finite verbs or the complete verbs. Now we are going to make past tense. Okay, so I like to hear the same sentence from you in simple past form. Devika Prabal, can you?
Yes, ma'am. I drove a car.
Very good. I drove
Drove
a
a
car.
car.
Okay, tell me the finite verb used here.
Drove.
Excellent. Drove. It is in the simple past form. Thank you. Now I have Namasya here. Namasya.
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
Okay. Am I audible now? Am I clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Namasya. Now we have got the simple past tense form from Malavika. Sorry, Devika. I would like to hear it from you, the past continuous form. Namasya. Namasya, are you there? Oh, yes. Namasya, it's your turn now. Namasya, could you please change the same sentence into past continuous? I was? Keep your mic in right position, Namasya. The mic is not clear.
I was
Okay.
driving.
I was driving a car. Excellent. I was driving a car. Why it is not I were driving a car? We have was and were, right? We can use was or were. Why you particularly use was there? Why you haven't used were there? I is singular, right? I is singular. I was driving a car. So now, Namasya, can you tell me the finite verb from this? Was driving. Excellent. Was driving. By looking at was driving, you know that it is given in past continuous form. Okay. I have Richard Francis here. Richard, have you got a pen? You got a pen and paper from that home, right? Very good. So Richard, my dear, can you tell me the sentence? Can you make a sentence, the same sentence, can you change it into past perfect? Unmute your audio, Richard. Francis Richard, please unmute it. Okay, fine. Tell me now.
I had driving a car.
I had, up to there, it's okay. I had, what comes after had?
Driven.
Correct. So now you change your sentence, you make it correct.
I had driven a car.
I had driven a car. Is he correct, Riza?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Risa, you tell me the finite verb used in the sentence. I had driven a car.
Have driven.
Excellent. Had driven. Had driven is the finite verb used in the sentence. Now, Ananya Jinto. Ananya Jinto, can you hear me, Ananya? Ananya, please keep your camera in right position. I can't see your face, only forehead. Ananya, as always, she's quiet. Devaganga Sandosh? Devaganga Sandosh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Devaganga, change the same sentence into the finite form in past perfect continuous. Devaganga Santosh. Devaganga? Devaganga, can you hear me? No, she has gone. Okay. Abhinav Sajan, it's your turn now. Abhinav? Abhinav? Can you hear me, Abhinav?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you tell me the sentence, and you change the same sentence into past perfect continuous. Remember the rule and change it.
When came, I came to.
Abhinav Sajan, can you hear me?
Am I?
Abhyuday George,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhyuday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Abhyuday, please change the same sentence into past perfect continuous.
Ma'am, can you say the question once more? The range was little poor.
I drive a car. This was my question. I drive a car. Change the same sentence into past perfect continuous. Devika said, I drove a car. Another person said, I was driving. Namasya said, I was driving a car. And another person said, that means Richard Francis. Francis Richard said, I had driven a car. Now the turn is yours. Change the same sentence into past perfect continuous.
I had driven a car.
That is already over. That is in past perfect. I want past perfect continuous. I
have been driven a car.
had been
Driven a car.
oh my God, what is
Driving
the
a car. Driving a car.
You repeat the same sentence. Repeat the sentence. I
had been
had been
driving a car.
excellent.
Driving a
Subject
car.
plus had plus been plus present participle form of the verb because it is a continuous tense. Don't forget that. Okay. So driving a car. Now you tell me the finite verb in it.
Fine. Driving.
Driving. Driving doesn't mean or it doesn't show anything.
Have been.
Have or had. This is past tense. Okay, we have Kanishk here. Let me ask you, Kanishk. Mute your audio, Kanishk. Kanishk. Yes. Kanishk, my dear, your friend Abhyuday said the sentence he changed it into a past perfect continuous. Like I had been driving a car. So pick out the finite verb from that particular sentence.
Had been driving.
Excellent. Very good. Had been driving. It's the finite verb. Abhyuday, you got it? Abhyuday.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And the past perfect continuous tense, the finite verb is been driving. Clear?
Right.
Ma'am,
Clear?
your sound is
Had
breaking.
been
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
okay. Okay. Had been driving. So the finite verb is had been driving. Am I okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have completed the present tense, 4 forms. We could complete the past tense, the 4 forms. Now let us begin with future tense. Okay, Ashish, Unni, simple future.
Ma'am, simple future. I will drive a car.
I will drive a car. Finite verb.
Finite verb. Will drive.
Excellent, very good. Now, Vinayak Aryan, future continuous. Vinayak, rule of future continuous. Tell me, change the same sentence into future continuous.
Ma'am, can you tell me the sentence again?
I drive a car. Change the same sentence into future continuous, Vinayak. What is the rule of future continuous?
Subject plus, ma'am,
Yes, subject plus. Yeah, correct.
present participle form of a verb plus. No,
Something is missing.
will or shall. Ma'am,
Now, subject plus.
will or shall plus
Okay.
be plus
It is future continuous. So, which form of the verb you will Vinayak?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me now.
Subject
plus, will or shall plus, be plus, what comes next?
full form of a verb plus object.
Are you sitting close to the fan?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
Now am I clear? Now am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Smile. You mute your
I can't.
audio. Vinayak, I requested Vinayak. Ismail,
Yes,
unmute your
ma'am.
audio. Ismail, unmute your audio. Ismail, tell me the rule you have already got. It was not complete. So can you tell me the rule of future continuous?
Subject plus will or
Okay.
shall plus
Okay.
be plus
Excellent.
present participle form of a verb plus object.
Excellent. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus present participle form because it is continuous, right? So we need to use the ing form. So present participles are with the words ending with ing. So present participle form of the verb plus object. You're absolutely correct. Clap for you. Good. Okay, now can you change the same sentence into future continuous?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You got the rule now? You change it into future continuous now.
I will be driving a car.
Excellent. I will be driving a car. Excellent. Very good. Finite verb.
Will be driving.
Very good. Will be driving. Now, Geetika Manoj. Thank you, Ismail. Geetika Manoj. Future perfect. The rule of
Ma'am, your sound is breaking.
future continuous. Okay, continuous is just over. So children, I think the next it is already 4:25. We'll be discussing this in the next class. Okay?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
thank you so much for your cooperation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Time
Thank you,
already.
ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye,
kids.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am.
Bye bye. See you in the next class. Thank